Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Hopefully I don't have any interruptions. My goal today is to just film this video. I'm not gonna stop for anything else. It's just, oh my gosh. Oh my god. Anyways, so here I have the Victorian Romantic Tarot. It is finally out. All the pre-orders are going out. Once those are done, then they're gonna just be taking orders. And usually, these runs, there is some like fear that, you know, oh, they're gonna run out. It's because it is such a popular deck. It's so beautiful. It's so highly sought after. Well, one of Baba Studio's most sought after decks. And so now that it's back in print, you know, there's that fear that it's going to go out of print. But you know what? Tarot of Prague came out back in 2016? 2015? 2016, I believe. I don't know. And people have said, oh, it's out of print. And I'm like, what? And I go and check the shop and it's still in stock. So I don't know who is saying that. But anyways, and Bohemian Gothic came out back in 2013. So I think Bohemian, I believe this one is, they're doing print runs every now and then. You know, I don't know what they're doing with this. I need to check up on that. I need to fact check on that. I don't know, because they don't do limited edition prints. Well, no, they do limited edition prints. Each edition is specific and different, and that's why I'm going to do a comparison between these two. But they do their print runs differently, and it's a very small company, Baba Studios, you know, Baba Baroque, you know, it's Alex Sokolov and Karen Mahoney, creators and all that. They do fashion, they're working on their own tarot decks, whatever, I like what they do. So yeah, let's look at the boxes first. Let's just get into this, okay? So with the boxes, you know, you get these beautiful gold that they're introducing on their boxes, which I love. This box style is very similar to that of to their newer ones, you know, like here's the Bohemian Gothic, it's split down the middle. Meanwhile, the second edition is a little more like a chest box. Meanwhile, this one's more like a book, you know. The lid is much smaller than the box itself, you know. So yeah, I will say one thing though, one little slight criticism, just because my eyes aren't getting used to it, is the names seem a little scrunched in there because of the gold here and the title right here. You know, it seems a little cramped right there, but it's still beautiful either way. Still a beautiful, well-made box. So yeah, and then it came with a guidebook which talks about more in depth the differences between the first, second, and third edition changes. So yeah, one person that I am excited to see a video of is Tarot Closet. He has all the Victorian Romantic tarots and all the Baba Studio decks that there is. Like, he has a bunch of Tarot of Pragues and like all the editions of the Victorian Romantic. Truly, I'm jealous. So yeah, let's get into it. This is printed in Poland. That, you know, and it was in China. And when it was back in China, that's when all the fakes started spewing out. But I've never seen a fake Victorian Romantic tarot so far. There was an issue with there was a Facebook page that was going to do a giveaway or something, and it was like a fake knockoff Victorian Romantic tarot, and Baba Studios called them out on it, and there was I'm not sure what happened, but then that Facebook group, you know, pulled back and stopped the giveaway, whatever. Anyways, it's a whole lot. It's you know, all the drama. Anyways, let's just get into it. Let's see this. Okay, so here is the title card of the second edition. Or, well, we're gonna start off like this, alright? Alright? Just to show it. So we did the box. Now let's do the other box. Let's just get into it. Alright, so guidebook changes. So let me see. Yeah, okay. This is the third edition, first edition. So you don't really see much different. Oh, except for the copyright there at the bottom, 2012. So yeah, I feel like I'm off center here. Let me just put that right there. I'm gonna move you over here and you over here. Yeah, there we go. All right. So yeah, these are the backs. This one is this extra lovers card, and this is the extra devil card. But this one also has an extra lovers card that is different from this extra lovers card, which we are going to get into in a little bit. And here are the backs. Why am I doing it like that? There we go. They're very, very different backs. If I'm not mistaken, this design of the back is in the first edition, but it's like this little middle part was much smaller, and there was like a much more border design. If you want to see this design, it's the first edition. In the Russian edition, check out Kelly from Truth and Stories video. You'll see this pattern like in the center of the borders on the back. I hope that makes sense. Let's see what else. Oh no, I don't want to put the booklet in first for that. Okay, so. What else? One little thing, I do love this back. I love both backs, okay? I think they're both beautiful. What I do wish is that they had the metallics of the Terror of Prague that they do have in the Victorian Romantic, like this. You see, like that. I think it would have looked nice with the blue, but they, I think they just, I don't know what it was that they couldn't, so they just had to make some sacrifices, I guess. You know, that's the struggle of, you know, printing decks. You gotta make compromises, you know. Do you want this or this? Do you want a nice box or do you want really nice cardstock, you know? It's all there, you know, and it's like, and you also have a budget, all that. Also, this second edition has gilded edges. Let's just talk about the lamination, first of all. Both laminations are good. I like the lamination on both of them, honestly. But this one has a special texture to it, so I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. So if you can see, it has this weird, sorry for wiggling the camera for a second. Let me focus in on this. There we go. If you see that there, you can see that this is much smoother and softer. Meanwhile, this has a weird texture to it. It's not weird in a bad way, just different. I've never seen texture like this before. It's a really nice, it's like, I don't know how to describe it. No idea how to describe it. It's such a different texture to it. It's like, oh, I honestly can't describe it. On the second edition, it's a weird lamination. It's not bad. It's like it gives a nice kind of semi-gloss feel without actually making it glossy, like say Schiffer Publishing or something like that. It does a good. I don't know how to describe it. Really don't. Oh my gosh, it's indescribable. So yeah. Oh right. Also, that was an image of the Page of Cups right there on that one, and it has. So yeah. Anyways, moving on. Now we go into the cards. So here are the full cards, and let's see that metallic gold. Hopefully this doesn't disappoint. I hate the glare. Sorry about the glare. So there it is. You can see the sun and the hat really glowing out. It's really like, it's really loud, but it's actually much more subtle than what you think. So yeah. Because the metallics here, just beautiful, different colors. You can see the blue and the yellows with the reds and the greens kind of going on here. Also, there's some things that don't really pop out in the second edition that do pop out in the third. So, yeah. Here we have the Magician. You can see one thing going on here, and this is going to be prominent throughout all of the deck. Let me see if it'll focus. There we go. All right, look at that. Okay, so there seems to be some like smoothing out with the Photoshop of the Victorian Romantic. Sorry for the shadow. I'm going to try and get that out of there. We go. You can see there, look at the metallics there. But it's, some people said like, oh, the texture is kind of lost in the metallics. Yeah, like this, you can't really see the texture of his robes here, but when you like kind of show the metallics, they do kind of show up more, but you know, yeah. And then the star is much more prominent here, but thanks to the metallics. And then let's see what else. but you're gonna see you're gonna see that line texture kind of erased with that one, and making his face much clearer and smoother. You know, you're gonna see it in other cards too. Here's the High Priestess. Her hair got the hair on all of the cards kind of got a little bit lighter. On some of them, I would say some of them they've went all the way blonde, changing the design on them. So yeah, you can see that metallic, just beautiful on her dress, and in some of the smoke and the what is that? A pot. So yeah. Here's the third edition. Third edition. Here's the third card, the Empress. Let's see that. Look at that. Just gorgeous. Let me just focus in like that. There we go. So yeah, this might be a little bit longer than what I want because of how I'm doing this, but yeah. I went through it the other night, last night, looking at the differences, seeing what's different, what's the same. And so yeah. And you can kind of see some of the change. There's not like, there are quite a few changes. Obviously with the blatant shimmeriness, but there are some like details that are like kind of smoothed out. Like the line work is kind of more in line with their, kind of making it from the line work of, say, like a Rackham art style, you know, that they had. I hope that makes sense, you know, the line works and all that. Too much more there, like their Bohemian Gothic, very smooth, very clay-like, I would say, very, very soft, you know, but, you know, but it's still beautiful, in my opinion. So yeah, you can see like the design, the texture on the book is very different. So yeah, it's, you know, just to show you guys the changes. And here is my favorite Lover's card. Oh my gosh. I feel like people aren't getting the message with this card. Looking at the walkthroughs of it, it's Dante and Beatrice. It's surely the Lover's card as that aspect of choice, because Dante and Beatrice were betrothed to others, but Dante was obsessed with her. But I think I'm not sure what she thought of him. They don't really say. It's all about Dante. Dante, you know, a writer, the poet of, you know, the Divine Comedy, and she became like his muse, essentially. Like he liked her, and then he fell in love with her, and then he became kind of obsessed with her, and thus became a figure in his Divine Comedy. So yeah, there's the design there. Let's see what else. I don't know what else. So yeah, and the guidebook does explain that story to it, and so to the cards. So yeah, here is 3rd edition, 2nd edition of the alternate Lover's card. Here it's much more nighttime. Oh, this one's more in the day. It's beautiful. And then look at how much glitter they put on this, how much metallics they put on this. I will say I wish they kind of toned it down right here, but it's still beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't take out the entire artwork. You know, it doesn't glare out. You know. So yeah, here is the Chariot. If it will focus, there we go. I think it's that glitteriness that's helping my camera focus on it. Beautiful Chariot. Here we have the Strength card. And I noticed her dress right there poking out at the bottom. I thought it was just more lines, but no. And then it made me turn to look at this, you know. When you start to focus and try to spot the difference, you do see more details. One thing I do notice is that the colors are much darker on her dress here. But I think that's just the printers and the inks that were different from the China printers and the Polish printers? Yes, Poland. Here's the Hermit with his wings back here. I thought it was like a cave back here, but then I took a closer look and it turned out to be wings, which is perfect for Kronos or Saturn, Father Time, all that stuff. So yeah. Has this hourglass. It's just beautiful, beautifully done. And here you can see it's not like the Lovers card where it's just all glitter. It's just like in the mountains in the back, or are those clouds? No, those are mountains. His scythe and his robes and the hourglass. And that's it. You know, you don't need a bunch of metallic stuff on there. So yeah, here we have the Wheel of Fortune. There's a story behind here, but I do not know. I might read it, an excerpt from it. So yeah. Here we have the Justice card. The sword, the flames, his robes, her hair, and the scales. Beautiful. You can see it. Let's see if we can get that green. Come on, focus. There we go. I like how the metallics come in different colors. So yeah. We have the Hanged Man. Oop, there we go. So you can see where all the metallics are. Now we have the Death card. Here we have Temperance. Okay, here you can actually like this. I think I might just leave it like this, because here you can actually see a much better representation of the glitteriness, but it's so far away. Unless there's something that's in details that I would like to point out, you know. I won't bring it up too close. So yeah, here's the Devil. And you can actually see the texture between, you know, the two cards here with the lamination on the second edition. And here is the alternate Devil card. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Here's the Tower. Very destructive. I like how it's a shipwreck. It's so much more, kind of more realistic, honestly, compared to like a lightning struck tower. Like, you know, lightning strikes towers and buildings all the time and they don't just explode and destroy, but shipwrecks happen all the time. Or were at least more common back then. Let's see, her hair and the waters. This is actually when I heard that they were doing the metallics on it. This is kind of what I envisioned that they were going to do with it. I wish they kind of did the stars. They did like metallics on the stars, but yeah. Anyways. So yeah. Here's the Moon. Again, they kind of went a little overboard with the metallics. You know, it's all on her dress and, you know, and then it's all in the background, entirely in the background, but you know what? It looks nice. It's a metallic that you can go overboard with. But you know, no matter what, it's gonna look nice, and you won't lose the integrity of the art. I hope, at least. Here is the sun, and I will say one thing. If you can see, there's like weird striations up and down. These like dark and white alternating like things here. I don't know if that's the printer or if it's just me. If you guys can see that, you know. And I thought it was a light, but then you look here and it's like not even there. It's gone in this new edition. Maybe probably because of the metallics here, but yeah. And I thought it was the sunlight maybe, but no, the sunlight's coming this way like that, so you know. That was a card that confused me. And I was like, what's going on? Here we have the Judgment card. Why do I want to move this? Like, oh look, there's metallic on this one. No, there isn't. Keep it steady. Move this one. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Here we have the World. Oh, beautiful. That's all I'm going to say with every single card. This is my favorite Ace of Wands. This one they changed from the first edition, if I'm not mistaken. And you can kind of see that. Again, if you want to see the first edition, go check out Kelly from the Truth and Story. So yeah. Let's see if I can get this right. The colors are so dark. You know, with the glare, you kind of lose the shimmer. It's still beautiful, though. Here we have the Two of Wands. Again, another change that they explain in the book. Again, any changes, again, in the guidebook are explained. Here's the Three of Wands. Oh yeah, this is one that they changed. Two of Wands stayed the same. So yeah, look at that. All the flowers just there, all glowing and everything. So yeah. So yeah. Here are the 5. But looking at trying to spot the difference, you do see some things that look a little off, like his foot right there between them looks a little weird, looks proportionately off. But again, it's still a really good representation of the 5 of Wands. I love it. I love it. So yeah. So let's see. Oh, look at that. I just got a notification on my phone, something about 4 gigabytes. So yeah. Anyways, I don't know, it might be why my phone's all like, stop it. And I'm like, no, I'm going to keep recording. Unless it lowered the quality on this. Oh, I hope not. So yeah, here are the 8 of Wands. Here you have a 9 of Wands, our first like major change from the cards. Here, keep those back in check. So yeah, I actually like this one more than this 9 of Wands. This one, with the 9 of Wands, I view as like, oh, you've gone through the ringer, and now you're like, but you're still standing. Here, this is, knowing the behind what's going on here, he's facing destruction, and he's about to go through the ringer. Right here, rather than this is after, And I like this card better. When they were first, saying, oh hey, we're reprinting this one, we're working on it, and we're doing some changes, and they showed this one. I honestly thought it was the 7 of coins, but you know what? This one works perfect for the 9 of Wands. And I thought like, oh, it's a 9 of Wands. It's like, but he's posed like, 7 of coins. Anyways. Here's the 10 of Wands. And here's one thing that you're going to notice. They zoomed out a lot of the pictures. So you can see her foot is cut off here. You can see the basket, So they kind of zoomed out a little more to show more of the picture. So yeah, but that's not on all of them. Like this one is exactly the same, Except for the, the gilding, the cold stamping. Here's the Knight of Wands. You can see that her dress is, when it's like this, her dress looks much, much darker. You see his hair also changed to, I want to say, and you can see the difference of color in it, but his hair is obviously much blonder. There's a lot of hair turning from brunette to blonde in this deck, but you know what? I'm fine with it. Why am I doing that? Stop moving this one. There we go. I do like this Queen of Wands in the 3rd edition more because I feel like the purple magenta of her dress was kind of, I don't know, you can't really see the details as much as you do with this one, with the 3rd, Here we have the King of Wands. Now, one thing about the court cards with the kings, there's all these cards with multiple people in them. So you're kind of like trying to figure out, okay, is this guy playing the lute the King of Wands, or is this guy in blue the King of Wands? I don't know. I don't know. But that's why they have the guidebook. Here we have the Ace of Cups, beautiful Ace of Cups. Here we have the 2. And actually, in the guidebook, you actually get a full... Yeah, what I do like about the guidebook is they show the sources. Let's find the 2 of Cups real quick. That's Judgment, 8 of Wands, Swords. Here we go. 3, 2. Here we go. And there you have it. You can pause and read if you can. Hopefully the text isn't too small or out of focus. So yeah. And we'll get into, we might go into more detail with the guidebook later, but I do want their Tarot of Prague guidebook. So yeah, look at that. Oh, so much glitter, but it's not, again, with this, it's a specific type of like metallics that go with it that don't, hinder the artwork, I feel. Here's the 5. Just beautiful. What more can I say about this deck? Now this one, the metallic kind of does match with the meaning of the card. The Seven of Cups, kind of like a distraction or illusion or, you know, dream-like state. You know, it's just overbearing kind of, you know, distraction from the mermaids or the naiads, I believe, or the water nymphs down below, you know. Eight of Cups. So sad. And you can see, like, here, there's, like, a little bit of dusting, like, right behind her. I don't know if that's intentional, or it might be... Nah, it can't be, like, a misprint, because... Yeah, I don't know why there's that little trail of dust right there. Usually you can see, like, oh, it's the pots, because there are the 8 cups, and here's her dress. You know, then you can kind of see the detail of it. It's, like, such random little dustings, but it's not bad. I'm not complaining. It's, you know, something interesting to look at. His outfit is all blingin'. Ten of Cups, again, nothing much different except for the metallics. Here we have the Page of Cups. I always think this is the Page of Wands for some reason. I don't know why. Might be a sign. But when I see the Page of Wands, that looks like a Page of Wands. And the cup is super hidden, so it's a little tricky to find. And also this accordion reminds me of the 9 or the 10 of Wands in the Vachetta. So, yeah. Here's the Knight of Cups. You can see here, like that when I turn out, like, when I kind of block out the light from the gilding, you can see that his armor is much darker. But, you know, with the gilding, it kind of goes back, you know? When it was like that, they look extremely similar. There's not a lot of differences within this one, except for, you know, but again, it does look strange how his armor looks darker like that, compared to this one, to the second. Now, this one is one where I saw that there was the most difference within the quartz of the cups. You can see that I believe this cup is a different color. Yeah, this is much more golds and reds down here at the bottom. You know, it's kind of turned to blue. You can see the angel, the picture is much zoomed out again, or zoomed out, I don't know. I don't know what hand motion to do. You can see the color of the cup is different, I hope, at least. What else? And her hair color is different from the second edition. Again, turning her blonde. Just gonna throw some shit. I'm just kidding. No, it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I don't know which one to use. Whether I'll use this one or the second edition. I think I might use the third. Mostly, I don't know. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Let me bring that out. I feel like I didn't show much of it. There we go. Again, beautiful Two of Swords. I love that Two of Swords. Here's the Three of Swords. The Four. Actually, this one is an image. This is from a different image, from a different card. Like, they divided the image, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I hope I can find it, at least. That's 2 coins, swords, 4 of cups. Yeah, here it is. The 4 of swords. You can see that this is actually the King of Wands. You know, looking over the sleeping person here. I believe it might even be in the King of Wands. Let me see, because I'm sorry for, you know, wasting your time with this. Yeah, look at that. See, it's repeated. Interesting. Anyways, something to look into or keep in mind while doing readings with this deck. Sorry for the wibbly camera. 6 of Swords. Honestly, it does look like there's some metallics when I do like this on the second edition, but no, again, it's just a texture. Again, here's, you know, she has dark brown hair here. She's much more... Is that orange or blonde? It looks blonde to me, but... Looks like a mix of ginger to blonde. You know, kind of like that middle part, you know. the Ten of Swords, another beautiful rendition. This deck is actually really good for renditions of really difficult cards. Like, there was the Three of Swords instead of like a heart stabbed, you know? You do see this woman, you know, in a difficult position. Here we have the Ten of Swords. Instead of 10 swords stabbed in someone's back, we do have, you know, it's just someone that's not willing to move forward. Or, I don't know, well, I really do want to read the story behind this, but, you know, he doesn't want to leave the ocean, or he's trapped in the ocean. Who knows? Let's see. Anyways, here's the Page of Swords. Another big difference here. They kept the dog and the backgrounds and everything, but the page himself is much, much different. Here's the Knight of Swords. The Queen. And here's the King. This is my favorite King of Swords. I will say they did Photoshop this card quite a bit from the original. There was actually like a woman under his foot, which honestly, let's be real, that was a little problematic. But again, that's the older picture. Not from the first, not in this deck. This deck, you know, this card stayed the same from the first to the third. You know, kept him like this. You know, from the original artwork, they photoshopped out the woman under his foot, which is really weird. Which kind of asks, like, what was the inspiration? Just beautiful. And also here you can see the dog got a bath in the 3rd edition. Oops, sorry for the glare. Just trying to show the glare, but my hands want to do the same thing, but no, they can't. Also, you can see the background changed here with this card. So yeah, you see the carpet and everything here just has some gilding in it. Okay, here's, yeah, you can see again. I don't know if it's the printer color from the different printers that shows this. You know, again, the hair color is changed within both of them. This one's much darker here, you know. So yeah. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know if it's a printer thing or not, but, you know, if you see here, you know, his hair is, all their hair is still pretty much the same. You have the 9. I want to find I'm trying to remember which card I saw that was like, oh, okay, you can see a huge difference in like the line work where it was kind of photoshopped out. Where the skin textures were like really smoothed out, but I think the Magician kind of showed that pretty well. Here I have the 9. Now I will say that 7 of Pentacles looks like the 9 of Pentacles, but this 9 does look like the 9, but that 7 just looks like the 9 too much. I don't know. Here's another big change. The Page, his outfit is very different, and the background is very different as well. And again, it's also zoomed out more. Here we have the Knight of Pentacles. Sorry for the lack of commentary on this. It's just those random awkward silences. I think it's the King that shows, like, oh yeah, you can kind of see that with the King. The textures of the line work. But I will say that this card was a little too dark to see what was going on every time I saw it. You know, it just seemed like a dark shadow right here. You know, here you can see, yeah, there's a person right here. You know, and another horse and his cloak. You can differentiate what's going on in there. I don't know, my mind just kind of like blocked it out. Kind of like how we see our noses, but our mind just has learned to ignore it, you know, and we don't really see our noses when we look straight forward. So yeah, in terms of cardstock, this one is a very thick and structured cardstock, you know, very thick, but it does have the Baba bend. You know, mine doesn't really do that from what I see now, but when I first got it, it was a huge bend, but I think it's because I like to keep them as such. Sometimes in the box I like to keep them laying flat down. I don't know if that affects it, but anyways, their new decks though, they do not bend. The Bohemian Gothic and the Terror of Prague for me do not bend at all. Well, I'm not sure on the Bohemian Gothic, but I know that my Terror of Prague doesn't at all. So yeah. Oh, careful. But I do know that this... Okay. I might have to return this if I can't shuffle this. There we go. Look at that. Delicious shuffle. Let's see it overhand. Well, let me do it like this because this is much easier with this angle and with a camera right there in front of me. So yeah, this is actually, I like to shuffle this one more because I feel like it has a stronger, I don't know, it's much more flexible, you know, it's like, meanwhile this one has, I don't know, this one feels like I might break it or something, a little bit, just not too bad, but you know, also the fact that this is a, you know, second edition out of print, with the gold also, but the gold actually held up with several shuffles, you know, it actually held up really well. So yeah, I don't think I'll edge this one at all, I don't think so, I don't have any plan to. One thing about the backs, I don't like that VR in the middle. I don't know. It just, I don't know. Kind of threw me off a little bit. It's honestly it's so small. I'll probably learn to ignore it. So yeah, let's see. What else is there? I don't know. I think that's it. This was much longer than ever. I hope nothing changed from that. I don't know. Hopefully this went well. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm definitely going to start reading this guidebook. Should I read a page from it? No. Oh, right. And size, traditional Baba Studios, which is pretty much a little bit larger than your standard Rider-Waite-Smith US Games size tarot deck. Just a little bit wider and a little bit taller. So yeah. Whew. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys later.